into our family in this way. I refuse to answer any more of your impertinent questions.
So, not
Can you
quite the
tell me
Golden
anything
Girls,
about
Burkball. They're more like the
Captain Ketch?
Bronze
More
Girls,
than you
you
can
know?
tell me about
They're
your
kind
Yeah.
of third place in the mix.
great-great-great-grandfather, no doubt.
You're his descendants?
Certainly.
The also
Although,
ran
Captain
girls.
Ketch was born in
yeah,
Dorset,
exactly.
England, in the
Although
reign of
considering that they're
Henry
English, they would be the
VIII. His
Golden
family
Girls
were undistinguished
knockoff
farmers,
that was made in
young
England.
Frederick Ketch decided
What?
to
Is that a
oversee.
thing?
We have
Yeah,
plenty of women in our family, Mr.
I know Charlie
Are you
Brooker
interested
took the piss out of it one time on one of his shows.
Well,
Yes,
then it
Uh,
has to be good. Oh, I
no,
need to
apparently it
see
was
this.
about
awful.
Captain Ketch.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
on.
It must be
yes.
so bad.
He sailed under
I'm imagining
Hawkins.
Hyacinth
Jim
Bouquet.
Hawkins?
John Hawkins, one of the greatest
Okay,
Like the only
of
old
Elizabethan age. In 1568,
Miss Marple.
Frederick Ketch was a
Angela
young man serving aboard the Jesus,
Lansbury.
Hawkins' flagship. They sailed from England
Well,
to Africa.
according to this, it
arrived
was
at
the Brighton
Land's
Bells.
Islands. Ketch was never
Brighton
to see
Bells.
the shores of England again.
How come Ketch never made it home?
Because the Spaniards sank the Jesus in an act of
Yeah.
Oh,
treachery.
I need to find this.
You
Can
said
we
Hawkins
now? Can I
flew
put a
traded
cannon
between
into the show?
Africa
Into
and
the.
Indies. What was
Can
it they
we
were
watch an
trading?
episode and do get Amy involved? I'm sure Amy's gonna want to watch this.
I think you're gonna have to lobby for that one in particular. I think if we're gonna be doing a drink and watch to this, I think that'll be a special little treat for you guys. I think.
He transported slaves in a ship
I
named
don't
wouldn't
know.
like-
I'm just guessing
In my
Amy would
book,
also
that
love
makes him
it.
a hypocrite.
I hope so. I hope so.
What happened
You'd
to
have to
Ketch?
consult her on that
Was he
matter, but I
killed?
think it's worth a try. Consider as well, there was only 11 episodes to it. It was that much of a disaster. It didn't even make a season. So you could probably clear it all in one night.
Is it true Frederick Ketch was a pirate?
Frederick Ketch was emphatically not a pirate.
They hanged him, you know, down there on the beach in front of his family. Didn't bother with a trial, just whipped him out from his breakfast table and hoisted him up in chains.
So yes, don't use the P word around the
Wasn't
Ketch
a
sisters.
pirate.
They get a
What
little
they
bit
hanged him
upset.
for?
Envy. Pure green-eyed envy. He had been a successful privateer, you see, and had accumulated great wealth.
As rich as a mink in a paddock.
Shut up, Mina.
Yes, Frost.
The small-minded governor and his lackeys wanted his money. Trumped up some ridiculous charge about...
It's the hell of a life that these two old women have, isn't it? Basically, sit outside their entire time and just tell people no at the go up to the house,
Letter of marque?
The document that permitted him to
and they get to just
engage
bicker
destroy
and
the
like.
enemies of the crown.
I get the feeling they don't even bicker anymore. They just kind of sit in silence in utter contempt of each other.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frost.
Well,
Like they
why
are
didn't
literally
Ketch
living
just
in like a
say,
Caribbean
"Take a hike, guys,
paradise
I've got a
where
pirate
nobody
life."
disturbs them. They have utter serene peace,
But he did
and they'll probably still find
But-
something about.
But they destroyed
But
it,
they
and
can't believe
hanged
that there's a
everybody.
long queue because of Brexit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, can't go back now. No, indeed, because of them over there. Mm-hmm. The Spanish. Oh yeah. Britain's not even Britain anymore. No, all the English are gone. Yep. It's all
And
them.
only the people we forced to learn it know how to speak English on this island in the Caribbean.
It's just there, like your man, the architect, talking to them all the time. They probably slowed down their speech, going, "Yes, we would like you to check the house." So, I'm American, ma'am. Is it? I don't. Yes.
Can I
Do you
take a
have
look at the
chips?
plans?
No way. What interest would they be to you, anyhow?
I've always had a secret desire to be a surveyor.
You have?
Sure. I mean, you surveyors are just like the great explorers, aren't you? Henry the Navigator, Vasco da Gama, Chris Columbus. Maybe you don't sail uncharted seas or...
You know he's
discover new
bullshitting about it
continents.
because no one has
Sure,
ever
you're in
had
my book.
the aspiration to be a surveyor.
You just stay away from those plans, you hear? Say, was that kid giving you trouble?
The Fisher boy? No, he was very polite.
Ha! He's a juvenile delinquent. I suppose he told you I was a crook.
Oh no, he's a good kid. He'd never say anything like
What is it
that.
about
Sure he would.
about the little fisher boy that this white
Tell me
American
about the
doesn't
two
like?
old ladies.
Who? The Ketch sisters.
Just can't put my finger
One
on it.
is crazy as a coot, and the other will turn you to stone if you're not careful.
So as you can see, even Bronson, despite being on the job, doesn't like the Ketch sisters either.
In fairness, who would?
They do seem like
their
a
pap even likes them.
yeah, they do seem like a thoroughly unlikable bunch.
I think
I do love that
Bronson's
Bronson's
right.
little sprite there makes it look like Benedict Cumberbatch after a horrendous punk haircut
He's
back in the
trying to kill those
2000s.
seriously demented, poisonous old ladies.
You have to
That
admire his
is
acumen.
actually quite accurate.
Yeah,
Tell me about
it's like if
the
Benedict
young
Cumberbatch was
girl.
playing Chester
Why are you
Bennington
so interested in Emily Ketch?
Emily Ketch?
to make him the most.
Lane Staley
current
from
possible.
Elephant Chains.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't bother
Oh, that's good actually. Yeah.
we're all responsible for our ancestors.
So again, the whole plan is to try and get into the house because we reckon that's where the stone is.
Yeah, it would
So-
make sense.
Yes, it would. So now we know that the sisters are a little bit cagey about their grandson Emily,
nothing else,
who was a direct descendant of the pirate, and supposedly cuffed up in the house somewhere. So she's not been allowed out because, God forbid, she talks to the young fisher boy, and ruin their
The laugh
perfect
extended
genetics.
easily.
So yeah, that's where we're at with this. So we're gonna
Jesus.
try.
Well,
invent-
like, I'm not shocked, but also,
The house
yeah.
Do you know what? I am being very, very ridiculous there, but they are just like ridiculous like helicopter ants essentially. That's all they're
Yeah.
doing. And God forbid you talk to. It's not even a race thing. It's just a class thing. It's like don't talk to that poor boy. He's poor. He has no money.
Yeah.
He may have a fish, but he has no money.
There was a stony silence.
As I have already told you, sir, he was not a pirate. It's precisely this sort of vile misrepresentation that Mr. Bronson is seeking to rebalance.
Oh? How?
Mr. Bronson has kindly agreed to undertake the museum's refurbishment at a very reasonable price. He understands the importance of a sense of history.
Funny.
Wow, what a nice guy Bronson is.
He also understands.
You know, well, like
spherical
just
geometry.
salt of the earth man. Like he's just doing it for the love of the
Oh,
game.
he does.
Listen, ma'am, I came a long way to visit this place.
If we make an exception in your case, everyone will want to get in.
The throngs
Pardon
of
me,
people
but I
trying to
didn't
get
exactly
into this
have to
place.
fight my way
Literal
through the crowd.
cues coming out of the sea. In
Second
fact,
visitor we've had today.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
I presume the first visitor was Bronson.
I was like, or someone else trying to get a stone. Now it's going to become a
You're
race.
fond of that cat, aren't you?
He
Perhaps.
is our companion and our
I mean, we did have that
I
before
thought
in the
about
first
Can
game, didn't
happy
we? We had
little
Can
monsters until they let me
haunting
in.
us for a spell in
It
that
was my
game.
style. Maybe there was some other way I could use their affection for the cat to get me into the house.
Okay, and now the plot develops.
Okay, it was time for diversionary tactics. I thought I saw a little girl down on the beach.
You must be mistaken.
He must be mistaken. Mustn't he, Frost?
I'm sure I'm not. A little girl and that young fisher boy.
What? It's not possible.
Were they touching?
What were they doing?
Oh, the kinds of
Were they
things
making eye
all little
contact?
boys and girls get up to at their age.
Were there fishes? Was a transaction of fish made?
And milkmaids.
Were they battling their magic carp?
Lying to us, Mrs. Scott.
Is that what the kids call it these days? I mean, there's a lot of splashing around, splashing, tackling, flailing. Yeah, actually, that kind of checks out. Actually, and away they go.
With a creak of ancient corsetry, the sisters sailed majestically over the distant horizon.
What an
He's
excellent
so
turn.
sarcastic.
Oh,
A large tree stood beside the house, with a suggestive U formed by the branches.
a suggestive U, indeed. Are the stars starting to line, Burkwell? Do we know what the puzzle is now?
I'm going to change his Teledodite beacon to something else.
Yeah. Yeah, That's exactly what we're doing. We're going to be changing. We're going to be breaking his Theo Walcott and basically stealing it for
Thank you.
ourselves.
I am absolutely happy you're saying that. I
Good.
was thinking it, and I tried to stop myself saying it, but now you
How
put it
come
out in the
no one has
open,
closed the museum?
and it's there now.
Bronson's
It's
story.
it's a PO
No
Walcott.
plans for redevelopment.
Yeah, well, it's just easier overall because, like, look,
Bronson.
eventually it was going to be called that anyway, so I'm just kind of cutting out the middleman.
Like, I'm fairly sure you might have
That's
heard
what
me
you say
stumble
about
on the
fish.
W
It's
that
not for
doesn't
me.
exist that
It's
I
a
tried to
present.
put in there when I
For
said
the
PO. Night.
Well, it makes
Yeah,
a change
you
from
were a
1,000
cross
to you.
between theodolite and
No, it's for the
troglodyte, which I
cat.
think
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
It would have started
How
off
do I
with,
get
like,
out
you
of
know,
this?
I can
theodolite,
pay you. I've
trilobite,
got Quarmontian dollars,
terabyte,
French francs, and traveler's checks.
Theodore
You
Roosevelt.
must be joking.
PO Walcott.
Theo.
The nearest
Yeah,
bank is
so we're good.
3 islands away.
Will you give me a fish if I give you these real... Are these ugly, tasteless nylon panties worth a fish?
No, man.
Well, I'm glad that went nowhere.
Is this worm worth a fish?
Could be good bait. How did it die?
I think it drowned in tequila.
Just like my Uncle Gabriel. I like that.
So yeah, there was a reason why we kept that worm
Okay, I'll get you
with
that
us,
fish.
because clearly
Might
we
take a
knew
while,
that
though.
at some point we're going to use it for fish bait.
Oh.
Now, obviously, it's not an instant catch of the fish, but the wheels are in motion now. Rio's going to do us a solid now.
It's still an old rod.
It is. That's the thing. Like you can put as many shiny charms around you, but a rod, a stick is still a stick. You know. So let's see how this prick is doing. Evil George Stobart going off the hair. Bleach blonde Bateman.
Did you see the sisters go by?
Yeah, they wanted to string that Fisher brat up. Of course, I told them where to find him.
A fink as well as a creep.
Oh.
But he'd
Bronson,
managed to
have you ever heard of the phrase "snitches get stitches"?
Catch you later, Bronson.
I read it down. I heard about it down in Lochmar.
Bronson was studying his drawing.
So obviously, we still suspect Bronson is here for more, shall we say, capitalist reasons than just, trying to preserve history.
Mm-hmm.
So once we
It was Rio.
get him out of the equation, we shall see what the plans actually are.
As a typical Yank.
It was a
Oh,
silvery
yeah.
little craft, in bad need of a coat
That's
of
coming
paint,
from Stobart.
but spotlessly clean
Mm.
and maintained.
I mean, Stobart is Californian. You know, he's going by current political dynamic. He's not the worst.
Did you see the weird sisters come by here?
The only weird thing about him is probably whatever his
Mother
coffee
and
order
girl,
is.
So I hide until they gone by.
Just as well. They thought you were playing with Emily. Boy, were they steamed.
Emily, you madder than them.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the boy.
So yes, we are just basically just waiting for the fish. So I think so some of these games when they do something like this, it is an actual fixed time, or in most cases it's just like wander off screen and
I
come
didn't
back,
want
and then
to
you'll
fish
have
net.
it. You know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't give our lucky piece of coal to the cat. It won't. It doesn't like it,
It was locked.
which is very unlike cats to just disengage from you as a person.
I didn't have a flag on me, so the flagpole would have to stay bare. I couldn't reach the flagpole, and a bush stopped me from moving the ladder across.
Yes, that's for further proof, demonstrating that we cannot just pick up the marker by itself. We just have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I wasn't going to risk further laceration by the cat's claws.
So distract the cat with the fish
Yes.
and throw the ball of twine on the shiny thing.
Essentially, yeah, that's it. Now, there's one key part that we're missing that we don't have yet, but yeah, no, that's pretty much the gist of the puzzle.
Okay.
Yep.
No luck with a fish?
No, man. They don't want bite. That's cause they know there's a storm brewing.
Storm? I don't think so.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Hey, I caught a
Press A, Rio.
bite.
Press A.
You have?
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
It's a big one. A real big one.
Reel him in, Rio. Jeez, it must be a whale or something.
Oh, close enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rustiest whale I ever see.
I'm sorry. If they did that for the pun, I appreciate that.
The only serviceable part of the bicycle's wreck was a rubber inner tube. You just never know when you're gonna need stuff like that.
Says the guy who brought a tequila worm to the middle of the fucking Caribbean.
In his pocket.
In his pocket, yeah. Like this again. You could show this is like pre 9/11 because nobody asked questions if you're carrying a fucking worm onto an airplane.
The biggest catapult you'd ever seen, and use it to smack Bronson with a fish from a safe distance.
Those ballistic fish shenanigans of yours are gonna get you in deep trouble someday. I still need a fish, Rio.
Okay, make me try again.
Maybe you better change your bait.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a teasing line there because like initially I would have thought, okay, maybe you do have to have better bait, but no, actually just wait and he'll get another fish for you.
A rusting bicycle.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you, it's kind of like almost like a just like presumption that you need to do better. But I think that's also why like the game also very quickly gets you a fish so that like you don't have to go on a wild goose chase. And again, there's like very little to do on this island now after this, so you're pretty much done.
I can't put it in my pocket while it's flapping about like that.
No problem.
We've now
Okay.
upgraded the worm to dead fish.
The fish was wet and
Here,
slimy
swap my
and
dead worm for a
decidedly
dead fish.
I mean, some may call it an upgrade. Some may call it a downgrade. Some are just perverts. It doesn't really matter. And once they have something wet and slimy in their pocket, that just ticks the box for them. So I'm doing a bit of show don't tell here on this one with the fish.
Okay, Cat. You don't deserve this, but here's a little fish.
Kitty's happy. Kitty is happy with your
The
sacrifice.
little monster ate the fish, but never strayed far from the ball.
So basically, yeah, you could have skipped that step and made the cat work for the fish, but I just wanted to show that to demonstrate it's not just as easy as just feeding it and then getting a trade. So
Alright, okay.
this game unfortunately insists upon on making the work for you.
There's a fish, mama.
And yes, he will just like constantly start getting fish for you now until you get the right answer. So you do have a bountiful supply now of wet slimy things in your pocket.
Also shiny, no?
No shinies yet, but then again, he hasn't had the right sandwiches yet, so that won't really come to play.
Would a shiny, scaly fish be enough as a reflective object?
Again, depends on how shiny it is, isn't it? Like, I'm sure it could catch the light in a certain direction, you know. But it depends on if Tia Walcott likes fish or not, you know. We have to ask him that question. But yes, now we have the fun bits.
Catapult!
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea.
Yeah, this is a really
after all.
annoying bit. Legit. This was a bit of an annoying bit. I was like, okay, I kind of know what to do, but do we need to be on the ladder to do this? And obviously not.
I'd have to do that from the ground.